Well, hello again. My name is Juan Vaggione. I'm one of the leading investigators in the law project, the law part of the project, together with Paula Montero and Laurie Beeman. As you know, the name of the project is Non-Religion in a Complex Future. We never imagined the future was going to be so complex, but as Laurie said at the beginning, the Zoom experience gave us another possibility. In our case, in the case of the project, we have had also a meeting every 2 and 3 weeks. We are a group of 15 people, together with a co-investigator, research assistant, student, doctor, postdoctoral student, and other young scholar. So that was an amazing part of the project because we have to begin recrafting the project all together at the same time, not only the 3 of us or the six of us, but all together during this meeting. What I'm going to present during these 5 to 8 minutes will be the 3 things. I mean, how we redesigned the project in this Zoom meeting, which kind of exploratory research we have done in each country to go further into the project, and finally the next step in connection to the project. So as you can see in the screen, I mean, we have the main purpose of the research is to examine the construction of religion and non-religious through the lenses of some public and legal controversies, paying particularly attention to processes of conflict and collaboration among actors and sectors. Of course, this is in the crafting, and there you can see 3 main aspects or dimensions we would like to focus on. The fluid articulation between religion and non-religion in these public controversies, the ability of social actors to identify with and mobilize religions and non-religious worldviews, and of course, the legal translation of these controversies. In a way, we also want to understand the ways in which the juridical field shape this religion, non-religious worldview, how they are translated in legal terms. As we said before, we are interested in public controversy. We spent some time debating which kind of public controversy we will begin with. I mean, it's not going to be only one, but we talk about religious freedom, abortion, medically assisted dying, but we decided to begin with the issue of same-sex marriage. I mean, we consider that same-sex marriage debate is part of a long history of regulation of intimacy, desire, and reproduction. And as sexuality in general is a crucial element to understand how these religion, non-religion dimension get renegotiated. And also, as it was said in some of our meetings today, the impact of feminist and LGBTQI+ movement is crucial to this reshaping of the religious and non-religious dynamic in contemporary societies. So having chosen that controversy, we began doing some short exploratory research in each of the involved countries to see if the controversy was okay, if it worked, if there were similarities, differences. And we also provided this timeline that you see there. Actually, the Brazilian team crafted it, in which you can see that there are very similar stages in the process toward the recognition of same-sex marriage that begin with decriminalization in most of the country, of course, in different moments. Then the recognition in general of civil union first. And finally, in the 21st century, the recognition of same-sex marriage, the legalization of same-sex marriage in all the countries involved in the research. So we were also surprised by a lot of similarities and also opened the question for a transnational understanding of our public controversy. So I will finish with this idea of the next steps. What we also did during our meeting was to ask each country to choose a moment of observation, that's the way we call it, to see in which moment the debate on same-sex marriage was particularly interesting to be analyzed, which kind of legal document and which kind of actors, interveners took place during that particular moment of observation. As you can imagine, those parliamentary debates and court decisions are presented in all the countries, of course, with different emphasis. We have common law countries, we have continental law, civil law countries. So, but anyways, those were in general the moment of observation chosen by the different teams, the moment in which the debate on same-sex marriage took the most visible moment. Doesn't mean we're only going to focus there, because that moment is a condensation of many trends before, and also there are many continuities beyond that moment. And our next steps will be more connected to beginning to analyze and to gather the data, at least at the beginning, considering these two levels that are on the PowerPoint. I mean, trying to do a mapping, a typology, whatever, with the actors intervening on the question of who the non-religious were represented by during the debate on same-sex marriage, with conflicts and alliances between actors can be found, and also these ideas I mentioned before of the transnational network, the transnational connection among the different actors involved. And finally, also with the document we have that are, as I said, connected to the parliamentary debate or with the court on judicial decision, we are interested in doing some discourse content analysis. Still, we have to go further in the methodology. And we have decided to do, at least at the beginning, an emphasis on the way in which the discourse of human rights is being instrumentalized during these debates. At least the human rights discourse as a sort of non-religious discourse. So that's all on my side. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Juan Marco. As you can see in the law project, one of the things that we have been thinking about is the definition, if you will, of non-religion. And this is something that we've tended to bracket and not want to spend a lot of time agonizing over in the project, because we think it probably could distract us for a couple of years. And we're with all of you who are also thinking about some of these things. So we've taken a bit of a social constructionist approach for the moment. But the other day in our discussions, we really thought about the ways in which social actors would help to reveal the ways in which religion or non-religion is part of the conversation. And we think this may help us to theorize religion and non-religion in particular. So we just sort of add that as a possible contribution from the law project that will spill over into some of the other projects. Without further ado, I'd like to go to Linda Solange and Paula for the education project.